Hey, what's up, guys? Wizzy here. I'm just going to talk about my experience at Optic Arena. I won the tournament, obviously, as most of you guys know. Just going to talk about my experience, what I thought of the tournament, and just how I felt going into some matches and how it went, and just my overall experience. So, first I'll talk about the Falcon round robin. So, going into the Falcon round robin, can't exactly remember how well I was prepared. I know I prepared, but I really wanted to win, and so the main issue was my controller ended up messing up. My controller had been kind of being iffy with this for a while. It's like something related to tech chasing, but it really came out during my sets in the Falcon round robin when I would do like a crouch tech chase and stuff versus like Gatsu and S2J especially. And so, basically, I couldn't really tech chase, or at least like a majority of the time. Especially that day, like the controller was just awful. It's like basically broken, at least in that one part. Because in Melee, when one big thing doesn't work, its controller is basically useless unless you can fix it. And there's nothing I can really do to fix it, since it's just like a part of the controller, the stick or the motherboard. And basically, I ended up getting third, which obviously is not what I wanted, but this was like the first time in like a long time, especially this time, that I felt like my controller was like the sole reason I did bad or lost a lot of the sets. Like it happened a lot versus Gatsu. I kept missing the same tech chase. Happened a lot versus S2Js, missing the same tech chase. Very abnormal for me, especially for people who've watched me a lot, they know. And so my controller basically like broke that day. Or it didn't break that day, but like people were abusing the fact that my controller wasn't working for that crouch tech chase. So honestly I felt like if my controller worked the way it should have, I would have won or at least gotten second. So that was it was really frustrating because, like I said, this was like the first time in a long time I felt like my controller is like the sole reason I lost. Or at least maybe not the sole reason, but like 90% of it, you know, like it was by far the main factor. So like that just sucked. And so I knew going into the next day, the top 8, that like it was going to be a really big obstacle to overcome. It was going to be really hard because there's like a big part of tech chasing. So on winner semis top 8, I fought S2J. The stage was freezing. A lot of top 8 stages are really cold, but this one was also cold, which ended up getting more fixed in like the later half of top 8, but that was kind of hard to play through. But most tournaments always have a really cold top 8 stage, or at least not a warm one, so I'm not sure how they could fix that, but I hope that gets fixed for future tournaments in general. So I fought S2J, and I knew going in with my controller messed up that it was going to be really hard, like tech chasing, because I couldn't do like crouch tech chasing really. So I ended up practicing it, and I felt like that day, for some reason, my crouch tech chases were working better. It's hard to tell why. Like, melee controller is just such a complex and like annoying thing. Like, sometimes it's hard to tell if you're just slightly different that day, or the controller changes from day to day, which I feel like it does in melee sometimes. So maybe it somehow got a little bit better that day. It still wasn't perfect or even good, but it was like a little bit better. It wasn't awful. It was just like kind of bad. So I was able to do it a little bit, so that helped, combined with like playing better that day. So I knew if I could just get through S2J that the tournament would go a lot better from there, because there's not really tech chasing versus Jigglypuff pretty much. So I knew execution and stuff like that, I wouldn't have a problem with my controller, because it was mainly tech chasing related that was messed up with my controller. So that also another reason I did good versus Hungrybox. My controller was fine outside of one thing, but that one thing was such a big core part of like fighting fast fallers like Spaces and Falcon Dittos. Set 1 versus Hungrybox, I don't remember all the details, to be honest. What I do remember is when the set ended that I really felt like I could have won or that it was very winnable. It was just like I made one or two small mistakes that ended up costing me. And so, besides trying to think of what I could have done better, I knew that going through while going through losers and getting into grand finals, that basically do my game plan better and just mess up a little less and just play good. I knew it was very winnable, so I wasn't really scared going into the grand final set or going through losers. If I made it to Hungrybox, that I wouldn't be scared because the game 5 set showed me that this is very winnable. I just have to clean it up a tiny bit. In losers finals, I ended up fighting Absent Page, his Fox, who it was kind of cool because I never fought his Fox before, not even in friendlies. I had seen him fight Gatsu. He beat him in a close-ish, I think it was close game 5 set at Full Bloom. And then he beat him at this tournament, Optic Arena, in losers, Absent Page versus Gatsu. So I knew he was pretty good. He seemed like the type of player who's making a big come up in the ranks lately, so I was good on him. He took a game versus S2J in his set with S2J, so I was kind of excited to play him because I never played him before, so I ended up taking that set, but I can definitely tell Absent Page has gotten a lot better. He's getting good pretty fast, and he definitely has a lot of potential. So yeah, the first set played really well, obviously, and it wasn't much to be scared of because I knew what to do to win. I just had to play a little bit better and then I would win. Like I could have won winners finals maybe if I made a couple less mistakes, but I messed up a little bit too much, ended up losing winners finals. So going to grand finals I knew was pretty winnable. So I ended up taking set one. Set two, I don't remember all the changes, but probably got a little bit too antsy at times. But overall, Hungrybox just adapted a bit more. We end up going to game five. I knew I was getting closer to the end. Like, usually I'm like, am I supposed to be scared right now? But I was just like, whatever, I'll just do what I know I should do, and I could win. It was just crazy after I won because I don't have any support from sponsors right now. It was nice to win like your first tournament after not being sponsored. Uh, I thought it was cool. Optic was hosting a melee tournament, so it was really cool to win Optic's first melee tournament they hosted. Um, it was just, like unbelievable. Like, it was just crazy to win, you know. And I was just like kind of in shock. Like, I just couldn't believe I did it. I won such a tournament I wanted to win so bad. So I was just really surprised by that. Yeah, I think it's my like best win in melee. So felt really good about that. I love the timing of the win. Like I said, first tournament not sponsored and whatnot, so it was just, I don't know. It's like sometimes when you think something's too good to be true, it usually doesn't happen, but this time it like happened, so it was just crazy experience, honestly. And yeah, I'm just really happy about it. So now I just want to keep it up, keep playing good, and just get better at the game. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next tournaments, hoping to keep getting better, try really hard. Yo, so I just wanted to give a shout out to VTS. He's the one who housed me during Optic Arena. For some reason, his house is just really comfortable, so I could fall asleep at a tournament for the first time, pretty much. Actually, like sleep good at a tournament, so that was awesome. He supported me all weekend. He coached me, helped me throughout all these sets in the top 8, and uh, there's a big reason why I did well at Optic Arena. So shoutouts to VTS. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Next tournament's probably going to Smash Philadelphia, going to CEO, of course.